Hey guys, what's up? Um, I know it has been a long time since I've gone live, and Chicago weather has been kicking my butt. I've been sick. Like, what is going on? Like, you cannot be sick, Stephanie, during tax season. Like, how can that happen, right? Like, you cannot be sick during tax season. And I'll tell you, the past 3 weeks have been kicking my butt, which is why I haven't been on. And Lord knows I need to be on, especially during this time, during tax season, to make sure that I'm giving you guys definitely the tools that you need to empower you when it comes to tax season and all those cool things. And just a quick reminder, guys, if you own an S Corp, C Corp partnership, multi member LLC, your deadline here is coming up on March 15th. So if you haven't hired a tax preparer or an accountant, you should have done that yesterday. Okay. And right now, where we're in the 7th, you are definitely in rush season. Hey Taju, you're definitely in rush season, guys. So just a heads up, the first deadline is approaching here March 15th. And then of course, if it falls on the weekend, I haven't looked yet. It's the following Monday, and then the next deadline is April 15th. And then of course, if it falls on the weekend, then it's that following Monday. But I hadn't been on because I've been sick for the past 3 weeks, and I'm kind of finally getting back to myself. And and while I'm sick, I'm trying to close our clients' books who've done bookkeeping with us. This year was the first year we piloted our bookkeeping program, and it's been amazing. And I will tell you, if anyone ever doubts hiring a bookkeeper, like, oh, I could do this on my own, I could track my expenses myself, let me tell you when the real work begins. The real work begins when we close your book. Hi, Shep. The real work begins when we close your books at the end of the year. I cannot tell you how many hours I have put in closing my clients' books. I want to say I've put in more time closing their books at the end of the year than I did the entire year of doing their bookkeeping. And then on top of that, after I close their books, then send them to our tax preparers, right? Our registered agents, our CPAs, all that cool stuff. They send them jokers back like, fix this, fix this, fix this. So if you ever doubted hiring a bookkeeper, an accountant, thinking like, oh, I can track my expenses on a spreadsheet, I'm going to tell you now, it's a myth. The things that we do at year end close, you only know how to do if you have an education in accounting. I'm just going to let you know now. It's journal entries involved. It's debit and credits. It's T accounts. It's assets. It's liabilities. It's equity. It's basis, evaluation of your assets. It's so much into it. And then here's the thing too. Another thing I was thinking about, like, man, are we charging enough? But no, one of the things is the reason our bookkeeping price is so competitive is because we feel like that accounting, having a quality accounting firm is a barrier. It is a barrier for our community, and we want to make sure that we do everything that we can to break down that barrier. And so our accounting services, we feel, are affordable. And if you can't afford our services right now, I'm going to tell you what one of my recent business partners that I just met here soon, he said, you cannot not afford to have an accountant. I'm going to leave that right there. I often say that there are certain non-negotiables when it comes to being a business owner. Accountant, lawyer, okay? And then there's one other one that's like a non-negotiable. But I'm going to tell you, your accountant and your lawyer are non-negotiables. All day, every day. And when you grow and when your business grows, I don't know if you heard that saying, new levels, new devils, baby, all day. it's so funny. Like, I just emailed something to our lawyers, like, hey, can you look at this for me real quick? I know we're redoing our operating agreement and we're changing some things based on the changes we're about to make. Do I need to have my kids fill out this form, not fill out this form? And to have my legal team there when I need them, as quick as an email, it's so crucial, guys. And then not only that, just to have my accountants, like we even, getting our taxes done, right? Our tax deadline is March 15th. And I sent it off to our tax preparers. And I can't tell you the dialogue that goes back and forth between us, the bookkeepers, with our own tax preparer regarding our taxes before we often send them out. So this is a good segue into tonight's topic. Tonight's topic is the ethical versus the non-ethical bookkeeper, tax preparer, and accountant. And the reason I felt like we needed to discuss this topic, guys, is because we know that what we are doing is disruptive, meaning disruptive in a way that our people for years have underreported their income, or didn't have an accountant, or made up numbers, or made up businesses, and all those things. And as we've come along and we're holding our clients accountable to reporting all their income, having an accountant, having a bookkeeper, having an ethical tax preparer, we're literally coming across stories, guys, that are not blowing our mind and not shocking either, but it's just in your face that this is a problem in our community. The problem of doing ethical taxes is a problem in our community. The problem of having ethical accounting is a problem in our community. And we're committed, our firm is committed to change that. One of my philosophy is be the change you want to create. Be the change you want to create. Either you're part of the solution or you're part of the problem. So either you're going to complain that at tax time, people looking for the max refund and they're doing stuff unethical and they're claiming kids that don't belong to them and all the things, cleaning money, all the things. Either you're going to complain about it or either you're going to be a solution to the problem. And so I wanted to have this conversation tonight just to kind of tell you some of the nightmare stories that we have personally come across at the start of tax season that I thought were great real life examples to tell you guys, red flag, red flag, red flag. Stop working with these kind of people. God ain't gonna bless no mess. Okay? I'm telling you that now. God is not gonna bless no mess. And so if you're looking for open heavens, if you're looking for God to bless your business, if you're looking for it to grow and create generational wealth and make millions upon millions, let me tell you, you got to operate kingdom. You got to operate kingdom. And kingdom is having an ethical accountant, tax preparer. It is a non-negotiable, guys. It is a non-negotiable. So, one of the red flags that you are working with a non-ethical tax preparer, one of the first red flags is you hired them to do your taxes, but at the bottom of the taxes, they have that you self-prepared those taxes. They did the taxes for you. They e-filed them for you. But at the bottom, they said that you self-prepared the taxes. Red flag. You are going to be the person on the line if something goes down with that tax return. They have no record that this person did your taxes. And the only way that you can document that a person did your taxes is they need to have an active PTIN number with the Internal Revenue Service. So if you hire somebody, at the bottom of it, it should say prepared by, and it has that person's name, and it has their active PTIN number, okay? And it either has their wet signature or it has their pen signature, which we can create as professional tax preparers. And every year we have to renew our PTIN numbers with the IRS. And basically, it's a number tracking how many returns we've prepared, what returns we've prepared, and how we've done the returns, okay? So red flag right away, you retained someone to do your taxes and they put that it's self-prepared and you don't see their name or anything anywhere on their taxes. Red flag. Now, I will tell you an instance where self-prepared is okay. So we have an option in our software where if a client comes to us and say, I just want you to e-file my taxes for me. Can you please e-file my taxes for me? Because we're electronic return originator. So we have an EFIN. So somebody that's authorized to e-file taxes from the IRS. We've been fingerprinted. We've been background checked, all the things. We have an EFIN. And our EFIN also sits on that person's tax return. And basically the EFIN is the identifier for the firm, okay? And so we have authorization through the IRS, through our EFIN number to e-file. So I'll give you a great example. A client came to us and said, hey, here's my numbers, here's my paper return. Can you e-file it for me? We then took their return, inputted all the numbers that they had on the return, and then we had an option to click that this was a self-prepared return. But our EFIN still showed up on the return that we were the authorized e-filing firm, okay? So that is the only instance where a self-prepared return is okay, is that you've prepared the return yourself and then you just given it to the electronic filing firm to e-file it for you. Okay, so number one red flag that we often come across anytime a client hires us to go over their previous year's tax returns. And if you think you can do your taxes yourself, you could, if it's like super simple. But honestly, if you are a business owner, it is way bigger than just your revenues and expenses coming in. There's so many tax deductions that we personally know about. That's part of our education, depreciation, amortization, percentage of home use for your business. There's so many deductions that we know about that you necessarily don't know about that could minimize your tax liability. And so if you think you're saving money by having us not prepare your taxes, you're either going to give that money to us or either you're going to give it to the IRS. I'm just going to be real. And I would rather have invested that money into having an accounting firm, having a bookkeeper, that then increases your business, you now have a write-off, right? And you've now sold an asset, some sort of tangible seed into your business that will eventually grow. And then another thing too about having a good accountant, taxpayer, bookkeeper is because they may have partnerships with firms that lend to business owners. I know right now we're working on a brand new partnership that we're really excited about to help our clients access capital even easier. And because we see your financial, because we know your financials, because we know your tax return, we know what those forms need to look like for those lenders. so that when you go to those lenders, you've dotted every I and crossed every T, and are actually have everything that you need in place, and you have solid paperwork to increase your chance. Oh, Destiny, thank you. To increase your chances of accessing capital. And I'll tell you, the connections that we're making recently, these corporations are saying, we want to partner with you, Stephanie. We want to partner with Downtown Loop because we know that we can get more funding out there in the community if we have a partnership with you, knowing that you're helping getting these clients together. Okay? Direct referrals. Okay, so we talked about the red flag of the self-prepared. Let me tell you this recent nightmare story that I recently came across. So, someone came to us and said, I want you to start preparing my taxes. I said, okay, great. You'll need to pay the fee. We'll give you access to our tax portal, upload your documents, and then, thank you, Ship. Then I will give you a form that's called our revenue and expense guide, and you can give me all the details of your revenue and expenses all year long. And let me tell you the reason why she was switching preparers or wanted to switch preparers. She was working with a tax guy for years. And last year she was due a $6,000 and something refund. He told her she was getting this refund. She gave him her direct deposit information. Y'all, when she was supposed to get that refund in a few weeks, it never hit her account. Never hit her account. So she calls the IRS and like, hey, where's my refund, right? The IRS goes, oh, we deposited your refund. She's like, no, you didn't. They said, yeah, we deposited your refund in XYZ bank. And she was like, I never banked there before, XYZ bank. They said, oh, yeah, we deposited there. She then goes to the bank that they said, and they say, yeah, we did receive a deposit, but we can't give you any more detail without the account number. So then she calls the IRS back and says, can you give me the account number to the bank that you deposited my refund in? Y'all, come to find out, the preparer switched her direct deposit information with his direct deposit information. That was a new one for me. Like, what? Are you freaking kidding me? Is it really like that? He stole her refund. And then when she approached him about it, when she went to the tax office, he's no longer working there, so they must have found out that's what he was doing, so they fired him. She approaches him about it. He says, I'm going to bring you over a check. Bring me over a check? What do you mean bring me over a check? I gave you my direct deposit information. It should have gone directly in my account. What do you mean? Dude goes, I'm going to bring you over a check. She had to hound him for months. Then he finally brings her over half of her refund in a check. Please, will y'all chime in and let me know y'all are hearing this? Please. Half of the refund in a check. Then he says, I will give you the other half in a couple months. Y'all, it is a year later and she still has not gotten that money. So she wanted to come to us to get her to like, I'm not dealing with this crazy. Thank you. It is a crime, Jacob. Absolutely is a crime. And let me tell you, had we done her taxes this year, and I'm going to tell you, we ended up not doing her taxes, I was going to report him. Absolutely. It is a crime. It is a crime. But y'all, this is what's going down in our community. How crazy. So then when I asked for her tax documents and I said, okay, give me your, she sends them all to me. I said, okay, where are your revenues and expenses from your business? She was like, I normally don't give him that. He just does what he does, and then I have a refund. What? He just does what he does? Thank you, Shep. He just does what he does. So guess what, y'all? She didn't retain us because she didn't have numbers. She didn't even know how to do numbers because she had been working with this crook all these years. And so she felt stuck that this was the only way she could get her taxes done because she didn't know how to get them done the right way. And this dude is so cocky because he knows, like, hey, if he go down, they all go down. So she's scared to report him. He feels like he's invincible. He can't get reported. Crazy. So now she's going back to this dude to do her taxes, who could steal her money again and make up numbers. This is too much. When I heard this story, y'all, that was the day I decided I had to do this live on the ethical versus the non-ethical tax preparer, bookkeeper, and accountant. I'm going to tell you another story. We were approached by someone a year ago saying, can you do my taxes? Absolutely. You're somebody close to me. You know what? I'm going to do them for free. Because you knew, you were new, and I know you're going to put the word out there for me, I'm going to do them. We asked in all these questions. She's like, well, I've never had to provide that kind of information before. Come to find out. Exactly, Ship. 4 kids get you $14K. Crazy. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to chime in on that a little bit later, Ship. But they cracking down on that. And if you don't think they cracking down on it, I know somebody personally that was in federal prison for making up dependents and doing people's tax returns. I know someone personally firsthand. Don't ask me how I know. That's a story for another day. Okay, so come to find out, y'all, she was working all these years, and whoever was doing her taxes all these years never reported that she was making good money. Now she in her 50s, y'all, and don't have no retirement, no Social Security, nothing. Because all these years her income has been unreported. And this is so common in the hair industry. Which is why I started this company, because I saw people that was cold in the hair industry that I looked up to and admired. And I saw that they weren't able to retire doing what they love because they looked up and couldn't buy a home. They didn't have any retirement in 401k because all these years they have been underreporting their income. And then now they want to buy a house. They're asking for a tax return, and their tax returns show no money. So this year, she's got a good job. Now we do her taxes again. She come to me like, yeah, how much I'm getting back? How much I'm getting back? You're not getting nothing back. In fact, you owe. And she only ended up on like $400, which is great. That's good. Because what that means is that she held on to her $400 all year long. She invested that $400, grew her business with that $400, had that seed multiplied versus the IRS holding on to her money and making interest off her money. Instead, she made interest off herself. And she was like, wait a minute, I've never owed before. It was a shock. It was a shock. And she was like, wait. Maybe we shouldn't be doing this. Maybe we shouldn't be reporting this. Maybe we shouldn't report this. And I literally had to have a come to Jesus moment with her and say, look, you told me what your financial goals were. You want to buy a house, right? And the goal of buying a house is you have to start reporting your income. You literally have to show these banks, this is how much money I make. Either this is your goal or it's not your goal. Which one is it, right? The Bible says a house divided against itself cannot stand, or a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. And I literally had to have a come to Jesus moment with her and say, look, today is the day our community stops living in this poverty mentality. Your goal as a person, as a business owner, is to not owe taxes or minimally owe taxes. And if you owe taxes, it's a good day. You want to know why? Because that means you're making money. That means you're making money when you owe taxes. That means you're creating jobs. You know, I think of a scripture in the Bible that says it's better to give than it is to receive. I'm going to let that sit a moment. It is better to give than it is to receive. It's so crazy. So people think because we're an accounting firm, our busiest season is tax time. Our busiest season is tax time. And quite honestly, it's not. And maybe it's not because we haven't opened up our storefront yet. You know, we just got the grant from the city of Chicago. So grant opening in September. But it's not our busiest season. Let me tell you why. Because our clients are coming to us to not owe. So when you see people rushing to the tax people January 1, those are people that are getting free money. Those are people that are not business owners. Okay? Our people ain't rushing to get their taxes done. They just trying to meet the deadline, and they're like, look, Stephanie, take as much time as you can to minimize my liability. You find every deduction, every credit, every write-off. You take your time. You take your time. Our people are not rushing. I'm going to tell y'all, it is just now picking up for us for tax season. It is just now picking up for us. I am still closing my clients' books. I'm still getting emails from my preparers in India like, fix this, correct this, give me more information on this. If you don't have a tax preparer that's coming back and asking more questions at tax season when they start preparing your return, you got the wrong tax preparer, because that tax preparer is not in the business of minimizing your tax liability. They are not in the business of making sure that you grow as a business owner. They are not in that business. And if you are an entrepreneur and if you are a business owner, you need to get on the winning team. You need to get on the winning team. H&R Block ain't going to do it for you. I'm just going to be real. Jackson Hewitt, they ain't going to do it for you. I'm just going to be real. You need to link up with an accounting firm that you mesh with. Hey, you know, all money ain't good money. I'm going to put it out there. We don't want everybody. We just say, Lord, send the people you've assigned to us. Send the people you've assigned to us. So, second nightmare story, you know, and I had to have this come to Jesus moment with her, and she sat on it for a couple of days. She said, you know what, you're right. Put me on a payment plan for what I have due. And it is what it is. And as a matter of fact, she said, add another $27,000 in income to it. Because when I went back and looked at how much I made on my side hustle, add another $27,000 to it. Now she can take that tax return to now my partner who wants to see how much money she really making and get instant approval on a low interest business loan backed by the SBA. Come on, y'all. What are we doing? What are we doing as a community? Last nightmarish story I'm going to tell you that we've come around already during this tax season. We were approached by a business to do their bookkeeping and accounting, clean up their books, get them caught up on their tax returns, help them do payroll. They had a relative doing their books. They had a relative doing their books, okay? They sign a contract, we do their books. Well, we get access to their books to begin cleaning up their books and investigating their books. Because this relative, they really didn't want to fire the relative. And we're family-owned business. We're all about empowering our people and helping our people grow. And we want to educate our people. We like to say we're a learning firm. Meaning that our clients, at the end of the day, after we do their balance sheet and their income statement and their tax return, they can sit in a boardroom and discuss the financials of their company. And that's our goal as your accounting firm, is that you can sit in a business meeting and articulate the finances of your companies to investors, to venture capitalists, to lenders, whoever, potential partners. That's our goal. So we were like, oh yeah, bring relative into the meetings. She'll be our liaison. She's like your internal accounting department. We'll be your external accounting department. Keep the relationship so we're not bothering you for stuff. We can bother her. Shows up to first meeting. We then say, yep, we're going to look back at everything thoroughly. Because we know you haven't done this, X, Y, and Z for so many years, we're going to assign your file to our registered IRS agent in India so that it's double check, cross check, all the things. Let the IRS know that we know you haven't been compliant, but these are the steps that we're taking to become compliant. All this in our initial meeting before we start actually diving in to do the work. Relative, they sign the paper, let's get started. A couple of days later, relative convinces them not to hire us, and they want to back out of the thing, right? What relative didn't know is when they gave us access to their books, I already started going through the books. Because my background is auditing. My background is accounting. That's what my degree is in. I was an internal and a public auditor. This business thought that they, one, couldn't afford us, and two, that their business wasn't doing well. Well, when I went in their books, do you want to know how much in sales that their books said that they were doing? Their books said that they were doing over $500,000 in sales annually. How you think you're not doing good business and you doing $500,000 in sales? How you think you can't afford $1,800 for bookkeeping a year and you doing $500,000 in sales? Then I go look at their payroll. $125,000 already in payroll expense. $125,000 in payroll expense. And from our meetings, payroll that wasn't paid correctly. I think we did a video about 1099 versus a W-2 worker. That person is a W-2 worker for you if you control their schedule. They're a 1099 worker if you don't control their schedule. They had $125,000 in payroll expense for the year, all paid out in 1099s for people whose schedule they controlled. So that means self-employment tax was being abated, employer tax was being abated, their portion of Medicare and Social Security was being evaded, all the things. Workers' comp evaded, all the things. But they had no clue that they were making this type of money. And let me tell you, as an auditor, as someone on the outside looking in, the only conclusion I could come up with is that their preparer, relative preparer, is cleaning money through the business and they know nothing about it. That is the only conclusion I could come up with. And they talk them out of us going in and diving in because we would have exposed it. We already exposed it. They didn't know that. I already saw it. I can breeze through books instantly. Numbers don't lie. My best friend, Tony, she's an econ major, and she always says this to me, Stephanie, numbers don't lie. And guys, when I tell you numbers tell a story, our job as accountants, tax preparers, forensic accountants, forensic auditors is to make the numbers tell a story. And numbers don't lie. So I'm going to wrap up this to say, guys, beware. Beware. Beware of the quick and fast tax preparation services. Beware of somebody that you hire to do their taxes and they're putting it down as a self-employed. Beware, or just get out of the poverty mindset that I don't want to pay taxes. Beware. If you're looking to grow and scale your business, if you're looking for God to bless you, if you're looking for open heavens, you have got to get the accounting portion of your business in decency and in order. And it will be a sacrifice. You will have to pay an accountant. But let me tell you, and I'm going to tell you this, it's good ground. I know we're good ground here at Downtown Loop Taxes. And it's an ecosystem. We're creating an ecosystem amongst one another. But not only that, we're empowering our community. Let's be the change we want to create, guys. Let's be the change we want to create. Let's stop operating as a community with a poverty mentality. And let's believe, God, that we could be millionaires and billionaires legally. And in order to do that, we have to operate ethically in every aspect of our business. We are taking new clients. You can find us on downtownlooptaxes.com. You can find us on all social media, Downtown Loop Taxes. My name is Stephanie Blakley. You can find me at stephanieblakely.com. And I hope that by giving you some real life scenarios tonight, you can ponder to yourself the benefits of working with an ethical tax preparer, bookkeeper, and accountant. And what is the downfall of working with someone that is not ethical. Okay? Well, I'm signing out. This video will be posted live on our YouTube tomorrow. I'll do edits and things like that. If you have any personal questions, feel free to DM us. If you want your own personal tax consultation, go to our website, downtownlooptaxes.com. Hit start your journey. Book us for a expert tax consultation for a small fee of $75. If you think you want us for more than just tax preparation and bookkeeping, look at our 360 consulting program, which is a lot of our services under one roof: accounting, bookkeeping, tax preparation, grant writing, marketing. Our clients are really putting a demand on us to become a one-stop shop, and we are doing that for them. We're even toying around starting a construction company, because if we see on your books that you're ready for a storefront, we're ready to walk hand in hand with you to make that dream a reality. So much so, not just on the paper side, but we're ready to help build a team of general contractors, architects, to interior designers to help make that dream a reality. We believe in lifting you up as we climb. And if you think God has called you to be one of our clients, contact us. Believe me, our prayer is simply, Lord, send the people you've assigned to us. Go to downtownlooptaxes.com, hit start your journey, and it would be an honor and a privilege to be on this journey with you. Bye, guys.